Welcome to Spotlight 99, the show where we get local musicians in the studio here in Squamish and have a little interview and listen to some tunes. I'm Rachel Thom. Today we've got John Shrier and Bradford Needham joining us. Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm well. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
So John and I are no strangers. We go way back, 9 or 10 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just going to be asking questions for information for the viewers, obviously, because I know a lot about you already.
Too much.
So you are from Montreal?
Originally, yes.
Yes, and how long ago did you move to BC?
I moved here for the first time in '97.
And were you playing music in Montreal professionally?
Yes and no. I was hosting an open mic downtown Montreal and doing random one-offs, but I was like 19 years old and I just wasn't pushing myself as hard.
So you were just of legal, they're 18 there.
Yeah.
So you can't get into the bars. You only had a year of the bars scene.
Yeah, legally.
Legally.
I was in there.
That's true.
Trying my hands at it, but no, it's a tough market and it's such a big city.
That's what I was going to say next. Like, what's the difference between the market there and the music scene there, and then when you get to a place like Whistler?
Yeah, well, Whistler is just so much smaller, so you can, reach out to a lot of venues that are in close proximity to each other, and therefore kind of do a little kind of circuit. Montreal, it was very spread out. I lived kind of in the West Island, and I had gigs downtown and in the East, and it was just a little bit harder to accomplish. But that being said, there's also the French component, and I wasn't performing in French, so a little bit of a challenge. Great music scene, but what I found when I came to BC is that the songs I was writing resonated a bit more with this West Coast vibe, if that makes sense.
Right. So you felt more at home here.
I felt more at home, but without my kind of upbringing in Montreal, kind of the poetry that surrounds that city, I don't think I'd have the material, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was very fortunate to grow up there, but I love where I live here. Cool.
What was the first sort of project you got into musically when you moved out west? Was it just the solo thing? And
Yeah, it was performing solo, and again, I didn't even have that many songs, so I took advantage of the open mics. They used to have one at the Crab Shack.
Right. Wow.
Every Sunday or Monday. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Hosted by a guy named Pete, and he was just really nice to me and would let me go up, and I'd do one song, two songs, and then it kind of like I got it in my head that maybe I could actually do this if I learned more songs, and so it just grew from there.
Yeah, and now you're doing it.
And now I'm doing it. Yeah.
Would you say you perform mostly covers or mostly originals, or like an even mix of both?
No, it's mostly covers.
Mostly covers.
Yeah, the bars are paying for those songs that people know.
Right.
But I'll slip in. I mean, now we're up to doing 15%, maybe even 20% of originals. My goal would be to do a nice even split. Mm-hmm. But you have to get on the radio, and you have to really, have the songs that are able to do that.
Right.
I don't blame people for wanting to hear Brown Eyed Girl and
right.
All those popular hits. And then it's up to us to kind of put our own spin on them. So the songs don't ever sound exactly like they do on the radio, that you put your stamp on it. And I'm lucky to have a guy named like Bradford with me. He plays piano, keyboards, I do guitar, and I feel like the blend offers its own version of whatever cover song we do.
Nice. How long have you two been working together?
It's going to be approaching 2 years.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, approaching 2 years.
That's great. So do you know all his repertoire by now?
Most of it, I would say.
I'd like to hope. Yeah. No, he does. And he's brought it to another level. That being said, I had the material, but as soon as Bradford started putting his stamp on it, the songs took on kind of more shape, if that makes sense, kind of a different identity. And so that takes time. And so they just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
Not that I want to, toot my own horn, but having him around, makes it that much more fun.
Who needs a bassist when you've got a talented keyboardist, eh?
Yeah, well, yeah, and I'd love to. I mean, we have fantastic musicians in town, but he does. He is almost a rhythm section unto himself. So, yeah, we get away with a lot just being the two of us.
How do you like playing with John?
It's a lot of fun. Really.
Yeah,
I'll pay
he's
you
all
after.
right. Yeah, he is fun. So, are you writing a lot lately? You feeling inspired these days?
I am. I have a lot of ideas jotted down. So like I work the way I work is I'll kind of write down a lot of lyrics just kind of off the top of my head and then piece them together at a later time with music. Or sometimes I guess you come up with just a great idea, but more often it's me putting pen to paper ideas and then later on, putting it together. And I haven't written with Bradford yet, but that's the intention on this next album, is to do a little bit more exploring regarding his talents and then kind of blend my own, whether it's lyrics or music, and see where it goes.
Cool. So what have been some of your sort of career highlights as to date?
Besides meeting Bradford? God.
Love at first sight.
I'm going to sound like mushy and stuff. It's really, the progression has been my highlight. So moving here and getting things going. We played during the Olympics. I was lucky to perform with Barney Bental's band and and in front of thousands of people. That was a huge career highlight for me. Also going to China and being invited to play there along with fellow whistlerite Laura Nedelak. We kind of flew ourselves there and were treated like royalty and played original songs.
That's great.
So getting back to that, sometimes there are opportunities to do original songs, and I covet those experiences like no other. So that was another example of that. And then just lately, it's just been performing with this guy and seeing the show develop and get better and better. And so I'm writing with a different kind of mind now and performing. I'd like to think performing better. You could tell me if I'm stagnating at all, but it just keeps getting better. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be here in this spot, and then sitting here talking to you. Here's another career highlight. Shaw's been gracious enough to invite us down, so I love it.
Well, you mentioned the performance during the Olympics with Barney Bental.
Yeah.
I was there as well.
You were?
That was 10 years ago?
2010.
9 years. Sorry. 2010, so 7 years ago.
7 years ago,
Okay. So we've got a little snippet of that performance on the Olympic Plaza stage.
Was it Olympic Plaza or Village Square?
Village Square stage with Barney Bental. This is John's original song, One Day.
She walks in the room and she changes the air. When you thought you knew a kiss, then she kissed you over there. You fell in love before, but it was not the same. I hope I meet somebody like you one day. Whistler, make some noise! She walks in a room and she changes the air. You thought you knew a kiss, then she kissed you over there. You fell in love before, but it wasn't the same. I hope I meet somebody like you one day. That's you, Canada! I say I hope I meet somebody like you one day.
I remember that like it was yesterday. Performing on stage with Barney Bental. I remember taking a selfie with him. And now I see him everywhere, like performing all over the place.
His son is doing well.
Yeah, his son's doing very well, Dustin.
He's always performed, but I keep hearing his name thrown out there more and more and more. He's got a wife also that I think performs a lot.
Cool. Yeah, so you and I have been on stage quite a bit together. I mean, every time you play that song One Day and I'm around, I'm up there singing backups with you.
That's true. Sometimes I don't even know that she's there. Yeah, it's just like a curtain opens up. Woo! I know the chorus.
It's true. And something else that we've done, well, we've done a little bit of photography together. Just, I've used you as
Can
my...
we talk about that?
I've done a little shoot for you. But we actually recorded a music video.
We did.
Of one of your original tunes as well. That was a long time ago. Probably 7 years ago even? Yeah,
maybe shortly after the Olympics. It was, 5 or 6 years ago, I forget. I know where I was living at the time.
Yes.
The shot is in the video.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that was
I was
amazing.
just starting out my photography skills, and we made a music video.
We did.
Should we show it?
Of course. It's Shaw, baby!
This is John's video, Beautiful Day.
Well, I'll check it out. And it's a beautiful day outside. And all my friends, They're just happy to be alive. It's Friday afternoon and we just got paid. Gonna go out with just a couple of friends, get drunk and come home late. So many things that are coming my way. But I'm the only one who's in charge of this beautiful day. Now check it out. It's a beautiful night outside. And all the girls, they be dressed up out of sight. I'm gonna give myself some guts, go and talk to one of them. Like my friends always say to me, if I don't do it now, then when? So many things that are coming my way. But I'm the only one who's in charge of this beautiful day.
Welcome back to Spotlight 99. I've got John Shrier and Bradford Needham in the Shaw studio today. Okay, so we just saw a music video.
We did.
Beautiful day that we made together.
Yes, and you did a wonderful job, by the way.
Thank you. That was many years ago. and that song is a classic that you still play today.
Yes. Yeah, we should probably play it more.
Oh, yeah?
I don't play it as much as my other originals, but yeah, we do play it.
Yeah, it's a good one. And then you were telling me earlier, off camera, about you opened for the Arkells. What's that? When was that, and where was it? How did that come about?
Well, Mountain FM ran a contest called Be the Best, Play the Fest.
Okay.
And so artists were asked to submit songs, and then what they were going to do is select the best five, or who they felt were the best five, and the five would perform for a chance to perform at Pemberton Festival 2000, the last year. So I got in, we performed, we came in second, and then part of that prize was opening up for the Arkells at Olympic Plaza.
Oh, so this was a Whistler performance.
It was a Whistler performance, yeah.
And that song was Hayla, right?
Yeah.
And you wrote that one?
Yes.
You're actually going to be, both of you, performing that a little bit later on.
Both of us together.
But both of you together. So we'll actually get to see the whole song, which will be nice. I've heard you play that one live. It's very catchy.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an interesting. Well, I didn't even like some songs you write. Because you're a songwriter, you don't want to play them a lot, and then someone like Bradford comes and lends his talents, and then suddenly it becomes like this song that I think we close every show with. Hey La, if I'm not mistaken, most of my performances anyway. It's the last song we play.
An anthem.
An anthem. Well, I wouldn't call it an anthem, but
that's because you're just modest. It's an anthem, right, Bradford?
Yeah. It's a good tune. Yeah, it's funny. I'll just look over at him at the end of the night. Like, what do you want to play? Hey La.
How many shots of Viagra have we done?
We can't talk about it.
Oh, it's okay. And what's in the future for you? What do you have planned other than these song ideas? You said you've got...
Well, I want to meet somebody special and settle down and get a couple of puppies and move to Pemberton.
Move to Pemberton?
I've stopped. I'm 40 now, and I think it becomes like this plan much earlier on to kind of set up, goals for yourself, which are always good, but I'm kind of throwing it up in the air right now. I'm going to put a lot of focus on my songwriting and not so much in bill paying, which is kind of what performances became for a while for me.
Oh, okay.
Supporting myself just through music, it became kind of 7 nights a week, which was great, and I'm thankful.
But too much for your...
The last thing I wanted to do was wake up and write a song. So now I'm kind of, a little bit more focused on doing that, and sure, setting goals, but I'm done with, I want to see myself here at this time, or I want to, by the time I'm this age, I want to have accomplished this. It's day by day, and it's song by song, show by show, and that's how I'm going to approach the future, kind of, and I think it's going to be more exciting that way.
Nice. And you mentioned a new album earlier.
Yeah, well, I have new songs, so the album is done. I might even have 2 in me. I have heard whispers about Factor Canada and grants that are available to artists, so I was talking to Bradford about that, trying to get a hold of some money if we're eligible. I don't know what the criteria.
Have you applied before for a Factor grant?
Myself, no.
No? Yeah,
friends of mine have applied, so I know you need a lot.
It's a big job,
It's a big job, but worth doing if what it ends up being is kind of a little vehicle for you to record your music and then beyond. We could record videos, we could go on tour. So I want to try and do that and see what comes of that. Otherwise, just really try and put more into the performances and more into my audience interaction and more into, loving people.
What about festivals? Do you ever apply and want to get into that market more?
Yeah, that goes hand in hand with that. So having played or having opened up for the Arkells last year, they were kind enough to throw some artist passes. So I experienced the festival like an artist, but I'd really like to perform. So the idea is, to reach out and see if they'd be willing to have us, and then kind of look beyond Pemberton and see what other festivals are out there, and definitely look into that. It's hard, to leave for a portion of time when you're paying rent, and I have a day job now that takes up a lot of my time. So it's got to all work at the same time. It's all the what's that expression I'm looking for? Everything's got to fall into the right slots for that to
balance.
Balance, and it's definitely hard to achieve, but it's in the works.
Where can people find you online?
They can't. I'm anonymous.
John Shrier, everyone.
Yeah, it's johnshrier.com, which takes you to my Facebook
And John
page.
with no H.
No H in John, no C in Shrier. Everyone wants to spell it with a C. Yeah, so John Shrier, and it takes you to my Facebook. I like to think I jazz it up with show dates, but I'll be honest, it's another challenge for me, the social media mountain.
And it's crazy how important it's made out to become now. Like, there was a time when everyone was just sort of putting their foot in, and now it's like, what, you don't have this?
Yeah.
Like, where have you been? Like,
no, you need it. If you take yourself seriously, you need it. And that's not to say it needs to be elaborate and 18 pages and, a real challenge to look at, but what it needs to be is informative and a little bit fun. And if you're writing songs and you don't have a website, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice there, because there's just so much out there. I didn't grow up with that, so I'm still trying to adopt that way of thinking, but kids these days, they've grown up with the internet and social media, and so for them, they don't look outside. They just look online, and that's how they find out. So it'd be in my best interest to get on that and put a little bit more effort in that.
You mentioned some doing bar gigs before. It sounds like that's what you've been doing mostly for the last few years anyway. What about getting into like the corporate or private party?
I have an agent in Vancouver who does book me for corporate events. So I do maybe 5 to 10% corporate events throughout the year. Can I do more? Absolutely. And it's also up to me to put myself out there, whether it's social media or reach out to another agent and see. But yeah, corporate gigs, not my favorite. They pay well, but it's you lose a little bit of that. We've done a few actually. It's just so funny because they make you, kind of stand there and it's like, yeah, we know we told you 45 minutes, but it's going to be 7.5 hours. So if you could just do that. So corporates, the reason I don't chase them is because they come with those kinds of parameters, whereas a hotel gig or like gig tonight, we're playing the Crystal Lounge, and you get to, the people are right there. It's more intimate.
And interactive.
And conducive to songwriting and performing and stuff. So it's my fault. Again, corporates and weddings as well, same deal. They pay very well. It's just, you take on a lot.
For sure.
You're less of a songwriter, more of a background music, but I should reach out more, and I know you do, and with your band. So it'd be smart to do it. I just don't chase it because it's not the most fun.
Yeah,
and I'm still a kid.
I hear you. I'm still a kid.
I'm still a
After
child.
you just said I'm done. I'm 40.
Well, because my parents say the same. Why aren't you playing corporate? I'm like, I don't want to. But
he is available for corporate gigs.
yeah, johnschrier.com. No, I'll do them. And I'm just being honest, right? This is me sitting with you and talking. And so, no, I do it. It's just not my most coveted gig, and a reason why maybe I don't reach out as much as I should.
Cool. Is there anything else that you want to let everybody know before we get you set up to perform live?
Well, I want to thank you and thank Shaw for inviting us down.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, it's you know what, future is looking bright. We call ourselves the Key Strings. So if you see that in the advertisement, I've taken away kind of the name port and just come up with something that makes sense to us.
Yeah.
So we're performing lots again online. You can reach me, and just wishing everybody a very, very awesome day, and just thanks again for...
Thank you guys for coming in. We're going to set you up, have you perform an original song. So we're going to see Hey La performed live by the Key Strings.
Take another day without you, girl. Another day spent without you in my world. I know what you're thinking, I know just what to say. Do you have a little time for me? Do you have a little time for me? Do you have a little time for me to say, hey la, digging out more pain for you. Hey la, what else am I supposed to do? Hey la, what happens when you say, hey la. Take another day, maybe more, before I hear that old sweet knock on my door. I know where you're going, I know just who to call. Make a little time for me, you make a little time for me to say, hey la, hey la. More pain for you, hey la, what else am I supposed to do? Hey la, I'm when you say. Lord, what else am I supposed to do? Hey Lord, I'm when you say